All right. Good evening, everybody. Here we go. Let's go. Yes. We are live on YouTube. Our YouTube, yes, continues to grow. Hi there, Denise Oliver. There she is. Yes. And we are live on X, and we are live on, obviously, Facebook. And I want to break down questions. Good evening. There's Garney, one of our mods. Now, special treat. If you're a subscriber, you don't have to, but if you're a subscriber, I did put the link on the subscriber page if you'd like to come on screen with me. No, you don't have to. I also want to highlight, folks, tonight I am wearing Providence Police merch hat. Providence Police Department. They are a fantastic police department. Thank you, Steve. You just can't. I mean, there's just too much going on. And here's some, I'll talk about. So when we finish with this, I'm actually going out to follow up on a lead that I have found out about. So, but I want to talk to everyone. That was a very significant press briefing today. Yes. That's not true, Jeremy. That's not true. Wow, the negative crowd. What do you mean they're not showing anything? They show a lot. They absolutely show a lot. I completely disagree with that. And I'll explain. We'll let everybody kind of file in a little bit, as we like to say. No, the videos show a lot. I have a few things I'm going to say. Number one, the Providence Police are moving very rapidly. So, yes, they are, as a matter of fact. I think, well, number one, I know they're going to get this person. It's just a matter of when. And they also have to, obviously they have to, make sure they have all the evidence and so forth. But thank you, Jessica. So that's exactly right. See, that tells you a lot. You just said it doesn't tell you anything. That guy could be 40 years old. I'll tell you who he looks like, and I don't mean this in a derogatory fashion, but he actually, to me, looks like Steve Alquist. So there's that, and then we have the other one. So now a couple things, but only if you saw the video. As far as, the press conference was filled with a lot of information. I know some people watch. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. A lot of people, they think it's a TV show. It's not. It's real life. But hold on. Let me just pull up the other image I want to show you. They got a lot more information. And notice they're moving back. We learned a lot at the press briefing. If you missed, we were there. Thank you oh, my goodness. All right, we'll work with what we have. First of all, look at, I'll go to that. Look at the jacket. That's a far more distinct jacket. So also, hi there, Ronnie. Make sure you follow. We were live, obviously, on this afternoon on the east side. You learn a lot by being there, as many of you know. And this manhunt is well underway. I'm going to follow up. But I'm going to tell you, see, the thing is, there's some people that don't follow it as closely as we do. And so, therefore, they wouldn't know something new. Now, the chief, with my questioning, confirmed that it was a 9mm. I am well aware that there was an interview with the individual who was the teaching assistant who said it was a long gun. And I thought my life was over and pointed it right at me. But you got to realize that, human memory is not perfect. And who knows what experience or what guns he has seen in his life. So, that is, they are saying they believe this is the person. So I listen, you can ask and believe whatever you want, but I'm rolling with the Providence Police. And the FBI threw off their investigation with the false lead. I believe this person actually could be, yes, that's right, Kildella Cook. I think could be very much so in the area. What did we learn? First of all, used him 9mm. I asked the question. They won't tell us what we yell at. Police haven't said that. I will tell you that if you believe everything, the problem with the Laura Loomer is, and many of those people, is when they're wrong, they never say they're wrong. They just keep moving on. It's like a moving target. If you want to say that the police are putting out this information and that they, how do we know? Well, then you can go along. I am telling you, I believe they have a very good handle on it. Today was a very positive day for the investigation. I don't know that. I don't know that. Yes, thank you, So. That's what I believe. I think it is definitely targeted. Now, this individual, if you watch the video, but now I want to be very clear. I'm talking, first of all, if you're watching on Facebook, thank you for the stars. Thank you for supporting the page. People say, I love your coverage. I love that you're right there. I love that you're in the front row. I love that you ask the right questions. Look what we have at the bottom. Cash and Venmo. Who's messaging? Now, check this. Interesting. Okay. Okay. But let me stay on train of thought here. Before you want to ask questions, before you just start firing questions, listen to what I'm going to say. If you've seen the video, to me, that is not a young person. And I'll tell you some distinct things, but this is only if you've seen the videos. If you haven't seen the video of this person, there's a part where the person is walking. He does look older to me, and he looks, see that bulge? He looks like he'd be heavy set. Could be a disguise, could be a pillow, could be hiding something in there, could be he's wearing tactical gear. Possible, but that's a pretty good image, and they have some pretty good images that they have put forward. That's number one. By the way, Chris did a great job with TikTok this afternoon. Now, I know some people are putting together an AI photo of him. I don't think the AI photo looks anything like the person that's depicted here. So number one, I admit, listen, I work very closely with the Providence Police. I believe in the Providence Police. You guys should believe in the Providence Police. It was Kash Patel that threw a wrench into this whole thing. I am telling you right now, I don't care what anyone says. I deal with a lot of members of law enforcement and different individuals. I roll with the Providence Police. They do a fantastic job. They are working nonstop. This is not easy. Look at this. This is real life. This isn't a movie. This isn't a TV show. They have to reconstruct and figure out what happened, but they're making great progress. Great progress. Sunday was a lost day. That's true, but there's a lot of people in that area that may go away for the weekend, or people that don't realize they have video. Now, but the way that this individual was walking, if you've seen that video, first of all, he looks up and he knows he's looking for cameras. He got there 2 hours ahead of time. So the shooting was at 4. This individual, 2 o'clock, they have him pacing, but not in front of the building. He's 3 blocks away from the building, where if you watch today when I was live, right there, that's where he was walking. And that's why the FBI was there. But there's a part where he's walking and he has his arms behind his back. Young people don't walk that way. Older people walk that way. I run a lot. I walk a lot. There's a man that I see that walks his, at least one dog, maybe 2 dogs. He always walks with his hands behind his back for whatever reason. So kind of the way AOC faked when she was in handcuffs. There are people that walk that way. So at one point, the guy, he's actually walking like that, the way you would walk if your hands were cuffed. Young people don't walk that way. An older person walks that way. So what do we know? He arrived around 2 o'clock. He starts pacing back and forth, but on not on Hope Street. Not on Hope Street. And I want to just make sure, because there is someone that I'm going to connect with, and I just want to make sure I don't miss them. I people that are putting, everyone keeps sending me the AI thing. I don't think the AI AI clean this up a little bit. I don't think the AI rendition looks anything remotely close to what this person looks like. So this to me is, yeah, he walked down. Let me just get, yeah, that's right. What street is that, by the way? Oh, that's Manning. Okay, that's where I park. I was on Manning, and then we've seen the video where then he walks to Waterman Street. So he's walking on Waterman, but he's got his hands behind his back. So he got there at 2. So here's some things. Why wasn't he pacing back and forth on Hope Street? Why wasn't he pacing back and forth right in front of the building? Is it possible that he felt that someone might recognize him? So then maybe it could be someone who had been there or some connection with Brown. I'm telling you right now, I believe this is very targeted. So Hope and Waterman, but he crosses Hope Street, and then, the video that we're seeing, he goes down Waterman. But I think, look at that jacket. We know more about the jacket. He was wearing a camouflage kind of gray mask. They have a clearer picture of him. So now I want to make sure. Why no gloves? That's a good point. That's a very good observation. Someone else picked up that he's wearing, it looks like a college ring on on the right hand. On his right hand, there is why is the photo cut? That's just the way they put it out. It's not cut off. Will you guys stop with the fucking conspiracies? What is wrong with you? You don't know that. Jeremy, you're really starting to annoy me. Listen, you can believe whatever you want if you want to go down that path. Who's all right? Anyway, I'll stay focused. I'll stay focused with people. I didn't cut off anything. Watch. Ready? That's the fucking photo they put out. So the way it cut, that's what they put out. It could just be the angle of the camera that then they zoomed in. I'm not cutting anything off. God, the fucking conspiracy crowd is fucking brutal. Thank you, Dante. All right, but you got to give me, like, do you think it's him? I hope there's a little more context. Jesus. That's an AI photo. That's an AI photo. What's wrong with you guys? Is that the guy? These are fucking AI. Stop sending me AI photos. Listen, do you understand? I barely slept. The last time I slept was Friday night. Oh my God, another with the fucking photo. Jesus. I don't know. We'll see about that. That's right. But why would you take the glove off if you were going to fire a weapon? That's why. Yes. That's why you would, if you were going to fire a weapon. All right. So what have we learned? Let me just put that. Let me be very clear. If you are a fan of Candace Owens, leave. Leave right now. If you're a fan of the Pussy Boy, Turtle Boy, fucking screw that joke. Why don't you go lay on the floor with him and cry? And by the way, Brian Walsh was found guilty today. Let's talk about what we know. This is a real manhunt. I think we should look at this as day 2, because Sunday really wasn't a full day. Sunday was a lost day. You saw the FBI out there today. They're gaining new surveillance. You want to go back to, when did this guy arrive on the scene? And I thought Attorney General, I know a lot of people don't like him. I do. So thank you, So. Oh my God, these losers that think it's cool to say they're a Turtle Boy fan. Listen to me very closely. If you are a fan of that total fucking him rolling around, crying on the ground, you're a bigger zero than he is. All right, that's all I'm going to say. But once in a while, you see these people put the, I think it's too soon for anything. Let's wait how this plays out. I respect Chris Moran a lot, but no one's doing anything yet. So, do you think the President Brown? Why don't we First of all, that's a Brown discussion. Here's what needs to happen. They need to find this suspect. That's what they need to do. Let me also see if I can pull up. That's all that matters right now. So as far as I'm a one story. This is the only story I'm working on. I have people sending me messages about other stories. You overestimate me. One story, and this is the story that we're on, and this is the story. So now I want to go back to, so this person is this person. So no one can tell me we didn't learn more. I mean, that's all we had was the back of the individual. And now we know what the front looks like. That's more valuable. That's a distinct jacket. Look at the shirt coming down. I've already heard from someone that believes they saw that person Sunday night. I heard from someone else, someone that believes they saw this person this morning. And we're going to follow up on those leads when I finish here. Oh, now, this whole business, you guys stop going off. This is much easier. This is much easier if you just listen to what the police are telling you. He used a 9mm. I know that the teaching assistant said it was a long gun. I cover cases in fog of war. No, people's descriptions change. That's why the human memory is not perfect. People forget details. People see things they don't think. That's why video is so powerful, because it doesn't lie. So, but people, if you take 10 people and put them in a store when there's a robbery, they're all going to have a different account. So the teaching assistant, the gun was huge. It could just be he's like, oh my God, there's the gun that's pointed at me. I don't know what to make of that. I will tell you that several of the witnesses, there's discrepancies there. They're trying to figure out people are, some people heard one thing, someone else heard something else. But I'm telling you, they are making progress on this. I think the Providence police are moving very, very quickly. The Providence police, who I have tremendous confidence in, I do, and you should as well. You should as well. I don't care that various people are bashing them nationwide. I work with them, as many of you know, 24/7. They are very experienced. They have very good command staff. Providence police have very good detectives. Yes, it is true. I happen to be friendly with them. I've become friendly with them because I respect them so much. And for those of you who've been watching the press briefings, I think you can tell that it's pretty mutual. So I believe this will be solved. And it's very, this tells me that it's very possible that this individual, I thought it was a student. That doesn't look like a student. Could be a grad student. Could be a former student. Could be a former student that has some kind of an axe to grind, but arrives at 2. How come this person, how come the shooter didn't move and go into the building until 4 o'clock? I don't know. Who was the target in the building? Why this building? Why that auditorium? I don't know. Why on a Saturday? Why not go during the week? Who would even think that on a Saturday there'd be students inside of an auditorium? I don't know. But they are obviously all over that area of Providence, and they want to get, the full footprint. When did he end in Providence? And what was his movement? And where was he before that? And where was he before that? They want to have, from when this individual got up on Saturday morning, where did he wake up? When did he first go outside? Where's the first camera that picks him up? And then they, go through the day, if they can. But I'm telling you, I think they have a much, much clearer idea. He does have a hot pockets belly. I think that's on you. See, that's a very telling. I think the people, I can't believe the people, it's exam time. Yeah, but how would a stranger know that it's exams time? How would a stranger know that? And they weren't taking an exam, they were doing a prep class. If you're just a total stranger, how would you know that? All right, let me ask you, and I'm not trying to call you out, Rita. When are the URI exams scheduled? Who knows? Someone who knows. Yes. If you are right now, and whoever that person, Jeremy, could be layers of clothing. That's true. If you right now say, I don't think that's who it is, well then you don't belong here. You don't belong on the page. So I can tell you they don't reveal everything. And they wouldn't be saying, well, we have a pretty good indication who we're looking for, because they're building everything up off this individual. Now, I asked a question today, and many of you don't follow this stuff. Investigations can go in different directions. That's the nature of it. Everyone is focused on, if you heard today, when we had our legal analyst, attorney Stephanie Murphy, our legal expert, she was excellent as always, but she was pointing out that this individual, who was a person of interest, who they detained, he helped himself by seemingly being truthful with police. I never left my room. Here's who I am, blah, blah, blah. So, obviously that was a dead end, or at least sometimes they go back to things. But for now, it is definitely a dead end. Other things can pop up, but right now, everything seems to be, that's interesting. And I was thinking that, who put that? I love the perspective. That does look like a backpack, maybe on inside out, that you would have something in there. That's a very good observation. I think so. I don't know about military. Could be, but definitely not in his 20s. Can we agree on? But it's tough. Like, look at that. Now let's if you look at that and I tell you that that's a backpack put on backwards and then the coat over it, well, then he's not heavy set. Then he is actually thin and then has that. But then the same thing with this. Now there he looks kind of heavy set. He's not skinny. He doesn't look tall. I wouldn't say, definitely not 20s. I mean, that person, and especially if you see the walk, I think we have the videos posted. I'll make sure they are. I don't know. Could be a parent. Now we're going into a parent. A parent did it. I very open. Oh my God. He's the worst. He's got to go. Oh, no, he's not tall. That's not the one I was looking for. Kash Patel. He's the worst. Oh my God. Lynn, he's got to go. How many mistakes is he going to make? High profile. Oh, we could do better than that. The hands behind the back. Thank you. I agree, Jeremy. All right, Jeremy and I agree on something. See, if you watch the video, younger people, they don't walk with hands behind their back. That's almost kind of like an older person would walk that way. I see older people walk that way. There's no video of me strolling down the street with my hands behind me, except the one time I was arrested for trespassing. But that guy, I think that's very telling. It is. And let's talk about the glove off. Why would you take your gloves off? It was freezing on Saturday. Notice also, his hand is not in the pocket. So where's the weapon? Remember, when he exits, when he leaves Brown, that right hand never leaves the pocket. And as a member of law enforcement said, probably in case he feels he's going to have to shoot at police or shoot someone else. But look at beforehand. Literally, the hand's out. Maybe it's in. Maybe he went into the building, went into a men's room, and took out the weapon that way. You don't know that. I mean, come on, James, listen. You talk. I don't know, but actually, I don't know who you're referring to. I think weapons on his. That's why he's walking that way. I don't know. I don't know. I'll say this. If you've watched, now again, if you've watched the video, he walks differently here than he did here. When he's there beforehand at 2 o'clock, when he's strolling, he doesn't limp. That is, I believe, that is the same jacket. It may not seem it. That's a good question, Felicia. Unless there are reversible jackets, possible. You guys tell me. I mean, that's what he was wearing coming out. But I don't know. It could be the same jacket. Reversible? I'm open to it. I don't know the answer. I have heard of people giving descriptions. Yeah, they are. I don't know what that means. The FBI is. I don't know if the FBI is secondary. I don't. The Providence Police are leading this investigation. I don't know what to tell you. Seems fishy. Doesn't seem like the same guy. In one picture, he's wearing a glove on his left hand. Well, that's fair, I think. But you would not wear a glove if you were assembling, loading something, or handling a gun. I would think you'd take off a glove if you were going to be handling a firearm. So he could have. I mean, we have to be open. But I'm telling you, I mean, if people, I have no idea what people are saying. But that was very different today. Okay. We've only answered this 100 times. They haven't shared about all the cameras inside. Haven't shared that. Could it have cameras inside? They could have a clearer description inside. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. This building was renovated, and I have been told that they didn't fully install all the cameras into the building that should be there. How, maybe, did he know that? Did he know that? Very, very possible. I don't know. That's true. That's a good point. He does look. Nope. Columbia jacket. That wasn't the one I was looking for. This one. Almost looks like he has different clothes on. The first picture released, his shirt wasn't sticking out. It's sticking out there, but we don't know because we're only seeing it in the back. That's a good point, though. Good observation. Yep. Could have switched. Couldn't the jacket be black on black and multicolored in the front? Possible. Let me get to this. Look how many cold cases Rhode Island has yearly. 54% more than half. I don't think that's accurate about number of cold cases, but maybe you looked that up. I'm not aware of that. Yeah, I don't think it's fishy. We don't know. I'll answer that. We don't know what the witnesses in the hospital, we don't know what they're saying. Now, keep in mind, there were other people in the room that left, although shaken up, but they weren't shot. We don't know what they're telling police. I think that's really important for people to understand. Jay Rose, that is it's very possible. I don't know that. You can put that if you think that. Did they ask anyone that saw him if he looked familiar? Now remember, he had a mask on. But here's the thing: around Ivy League campuses, especially whether it's PC, well, not so much PC, but RISD or Brown. You go to Boston, Harvard, MIT, and a lot more of them wear masks. So he used that to his advantage. That's for sure. Well, they're moving very rapidly. And this business of, all right, let's put that in perspective. They better make sure the case doesn't go cold. Why isn't anyone talking? I don't know what that means. How do you know that? There's a limit to moronic questions that I can answer. That's the picture that they released. I think that, listen, if you knew that person, I want you to step back for a moment. I want to see if I can pull up the other photo that they put out. But if you knew that person, if that person lived below you, or that person is a friend of yours, or that's someone you work with, I think you would know based on that photo. I think you would say, I know who that is. Because that's what many times. Someone says, wait a minute, I know who that is. I know who walks that way. You know, right now, as we speak, there could be someone who is seeking $50,000 reward, $50,000 reward. There's someone that says that guy lives in my neighborhood and I have ring camera video and here it is. And then police look at, ring camera video of the neighborhood and then this individual. And then you start to say, okay, that is who it is. They could have ring camera video from, I don't know. I mean, they could have it from somewhere else. So I don't know about that. I don't understand why people say, how come no one's talking? What do you base that on? Katie, I don't know. I don't know if he is. That's an unknown. Something tells me he is. Something tells me that he is. I think so. It's a little more motivation. Remember, that's half the reward that we raised for Maya. Not that we're comparing. So I don't understand why. I don't understand where people are saying, how come no one's talking? It could be, Kate. It's funny you say that. I'll tell you, I think he lives in East Providence. I could be totally wrong. I'll tell you why, though. And I'm going to follow this up tonight. Oh, hold on. That part I don't know. I want to just check something. Okay, I come down. And, for those of you, yeah, if you keep going down Waterman, let's see if somebody else can guess it, actually. We have a good-sized Rhode Island crowd. Where's Tommy? If they don't look new, Christian. They don't. I wouldn't say they look new. Who? Okay, if you go to the end of either Waterman or Angel, the direction he was going, the Henderson. That is exactly right, Jonathan Barrett. Oh no, that's not the one I was looking for. There we go. Nope, that's not it. There we go. Hop on the Henderson Bridge. Henderson Bridge. And suddenly you're in East Providence, and I'm sure that there wasn't a big contingent of people looking in East Providence. So the lead that when we finish tonight, whatever time, I'm not in a rush. I want to answer questions. If you're watching on Facebook, please share. If you're watching on YouTube, follow the page. Or if you're on X, what would make me happy for Christmas? Look what it says at the bottom, Venmo or Cash App or Stars, or I don't think I've seen one super sub or whatever from YouTube, but maybe I'm just not catching them. But the person that I'm going to follow up the lead saw someone that looked exactly like this on Waterman Avenue, which is right over the Henderson Bridge in East Providence. So that's when we finish tonight, I am headed there. But that could, yes, I'm telling you, think how, and those of you that know, let's just say he's walking. He could have walked. It's not that far. He could have walked all the way down Waterman, strolling along. The sirens didn't go off. Brown security police totally fucked that up. They were supposed to, the sirens were supposed to go off. They should have done that. He could have strolled right over the Henderson Bridge into East Providence. And no one was, you guys saw when we were there what it looked like on Saturday. So that's totally walkable. Now, keep in mind, let's think about that. If it's walkable, well, then there's no flock cameras hitting a license plate. But I wonder if they have him going all the way, and then I don't know what the cameras are like. That's why I'm going to go on the East Providence side. So now keep in mind, like Luigi, they couldn't find him right away, right? He escaped the park, and then he got a bus out of the city at 125th Street, and then boom. Remember, Luigi was on the bike out of Central Park. So thank you, Diane. There we go. YouTube is in the house. Thank you, Diane. He looks like the delivery guy from Domino's. I don't know. Could be. Thank you, Diane. There we go. Folks, I have not slept, but we don't have time to sleep, right? I mean, it's not that I want the 50 G's, but I think I can find them. Department of Public Safety. That's the name. I keep saying, is it Brown Police or is it Brown Security? Department of Public Safety. Okay. I don't fool for I know people using the AI thing. I don't, the pictures that I'm looking at do not coincide with that. 8 billion to be exact. I don't know what that means. Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to, Brown has, yes, they do. They have a lot of money. Well, I'll say this. Yeah, I know. They're all AI. I don't get that. I don't know why people are doing that. It throws things off. I'll say this. Thank you, Diane. Don't send me the AI photos. Don't send them to me. He looks like he's part of Brown University. I don't know what that means. I don't know if you've been to Brown lately. What does that mean? He looks like he's part of Brown University. I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. I know everyone's talking about the cameras on the Teslas. I don't know that. I don't know the answer to that. Could he have hitched a ride with someone? Could you drop me off? I have to run an errand. I guess I don't know. It's possible. But this is different. FBI is definitely feeling the heat, putting this out. Yes, they do have a large. Yeah, that's right. Well, see, that's the thing. That is a very good point. And I'm not trying to, I want to be very clear. I'm not dismissing anything. I'm really not, other than some of the nonsense. For the most part, I'm very open. I don't know. I don't know. I am very open. He needs to go out for some milk. 1 mile. Okay. That's not bad. You could, it's not that far. He could have walked 1 mile over the Henderson Bridge. You can walk a mile in 15 minutes. A lot of people. He was walking around. So they could have him coming over. Brenda thinks he's local. They are free parking spaces. That's a good question on Waterman. They are. Yep. So, but they have not released anything about it. They do have flock cameras. Food delivery driver. I'll tell you why. Let's talk about that. An Uber or a Lyft. Possible, but he let's talk about that though. I'll tell you why I don't think. Could be a food. He arrived 2 hours before he went into the building. So a food delivery driver. It's possible. See, I think Sal is right. It's so good to see him. Knew his way around quite easily. The cash VIX targeted. I don't know. Do you guys think? I mean, I don't. I'll share some things. The I want to be respectful, but the young Republican, that lovely young girl who lost her life, from what I understand, oh my God, I'm really hoping. Please tell me Carlos didn't send me the AI photo. I've known Carlos. He's one of our mods. Please tell me he didn't. Oh, okay. I don't know how she would know that, but I'll get that. Yes. Yeah. I'll look her up. But how would you know who that is just from that? Oh, okay. That's just Cranston Police. All right, Carlos, good job. It wasn't an AI photo. I can't take it anymore. That's not what I'm looking for. Damn it. I admit, okay. Let me send her a message. Um, I don't know though. I mean, it could be. I mean, oh, okay, interesting. Huh. Hmm. Do this. Okay, here we go. I apologize, everybody, but let me follow this. Look what happens when you announce there's a $50,000 reward. Okay. Huh. See, look at how when they get better photos. Let me see what Carlos is saying. This could be good. Went to high school. Hmm. The way he walks, her ex-boyfriend had a motorcycle accident, walks the same way. I know. I don't know. We'll follow it up. I'll play it out. I'll play it out. Let them chase that down. I think it's positive. That's AI. That's AI. Okay. That's another AI. I don't know. All the AI photos. Yeah. Somebody on Facebook. I love that. Somebody on Facebook cleaned it up. So this is where it does get a little complicated, where people are then just sending AI photos around. Now you got to remember, if you're this individual, yeah, that's right. Candace Owens, let's get her on it. You know who that is? That's Erica Kirk. Thank you, Althena. I love your sense of humor. That is Erica Kirk dressed up. She came into Providence and did it. There you go. I don't know about that. Let's talk about that. They disguise their walk. I don't believe that. Think how nervous you are. I spoke with a profiler today who said that they believe the reason he got there at 2 o'clock was he was trying to work up the courage to go in there. And it took him that long to finally do it. Whatever you want to call it. Don't start pounding me about using the word courage. Get to work up the nerve to go in. So if you're that wound up, no offense. And by the way, if I highlight your text, it's just something, or your posting. I'm not trying to pick on you. It's just like, to answer. I don't know what that means. There's the jacket. Okay. Profile. Looks like a football jersey. Looks like a football jersey. I will answer this. I don't know what that means. Do you get paid? This isn't a hobby. I do this full time. I do this 7 days a week, full time, earn a living between all my platforms and radio show. So, do you get paid? It's not a fucking hobby. I'll tell you that. You think I'm out at all fucking hours for a hobby? I'd like to be there when they catch him. Or I'd like to find a way if we can find out who it is. I don't know. Oh, I see. I don't know if that's the case. I mean, if we have trolls, I believe we have Garney and some other mods in here. I can't be worrying of it. So I don't know what I'll tell you. So my afternoon, when we finished at 2 o'clock, I went over, as you know, to Wayland Square, then to the police briefing. So I have no idea what President Trump or anyone else was saying. You kind of go into a vacuum. I'll freely admit I am in a vacuum right now. Whereas the only story I'm focused on is this one. So, but it's these people that I'm not going to get distracted. I'm not going to get distracted. These people get a job. I do this full time. And I'll say this, I do it so well that it pays of someone who does it full time. Many of the people that say to me, why don't you get a job, are unemployed. I do it full time. I am independent media, 100%. And we break a lot of stories. But let me get back to this. McBride, yes, stay focused. Exactly. All right. Well, there's always going to be trolls. There's always going to be trolls. And they come out. Listen, look at the numbers. Whenever you get high numbers, you're going to get the trolls that come out. And then on top of that, I'll take a shot at a nutcase, a total zero, like a Candace Owens, or, the little turtle pussy and so forth. And so then their little minions start to come out of the woodwork. And it's kind of the downside, but we can't let them distract us from what we're trying to work on. But okay, there we go. All right, let me get rid of that. Okay, and there we go. So that's exactly right. Thank you. Since you go off topic. Thank you very much. That was a mistake. That is a very good question, and Brown didn't seem to have an answer for it. Did not have an answer for it. No, I do not. I like working with police. I like the content that. Now, let me get into that. See, now this is not accurate. How Walmart has better cameras than clearly what the state and the FBI can get footage from. Okay, but Michaela, the police can't control what type of footage that people have for Ring cameras, or what Brown University may have on the side of a building, or a private owner has on a building. So, obviously, Brown needs to certainly upgrade their camera system. That is a really good question. I'm going to share something with you, Donna. Focus on the F-bombs. I heard that individual was, how can I say this gingerly? I've been getting nonstop attacked from people. A good question. Was she the target? I want to be very, then people start saying her family's watching the feed and you said that. The female Republican, how can I, I'm going to underscore it. The female Republican, it was not one shot. And that's putting it mildly. Yes, she did. Charlene knows. Yes. I don't know. All right, let's talk about it. Somebody else had put, do you think this is... Yes. Who said he did get rid of it? Here's where... When did he get rid of it? How do you know he got rid of it? How do you know he still doesn't have it? How do you know he doesn't have it right now? When did he get rid of the gun? Who said he did get rid of the gun? There's another question. Do you think it's related to the layoffs they had at Brown? All right, let's think about that. You get laid off. Let's play that out. And, you can't... But what if that was motive? You don't know that. And why are you condemning that it's even being mentioned? A number of people are mentioning that. She was well known. You don't know that. So, hey, Austin, Mr. What the fuck, shaking your head. What if someone said, I have someone monitoring it. Why are you saying check it? I can't check it right now. Eric is monitoring right now. All right, why don't you put, and I'm not trying to, you can tell I'm tired, but why should I check it? There's a thought. With Charlie Kirk, someone could have said, what difference would it make what his view on trans was? Well, it matters if that was the okay. He got in touch with me. Thank you, Robin. And thank you for, all right, Eric's on it. It goes to motive. So listen, there's all kinds of nuts. So it does matter, Austin. We don't know. Now I want to push back on everybody. The people who were shot, we don't know that. We don't know that. But here's the thing. But let's just say it was a layoff. Why are you in that auditorium at 4:00 up to where you used to work, or maybe the person did? Why aren't you showing up to administrative people to make the decisions. I just don't know why you're going there. So motive is wildly important here. We don't know that. We don't know that. You know, Austin, you're on such thin ice. What do you mean, buddy? Buddy passed away. Number one, I'm not your buddy. Buddy, so basically he's another rat. I didn't say that. I'm saying we don't know motive. But if you have a group of people in a classroom, and apparently the young woman that people know about her, and they know about her, and she was highly regarded. Ella Cook, she was speaking to different local Republican groups. She was the vice president of the Republicans at Brown, and she was seen as a rising star in the party. So that does matter. I don't know. I think we may have to bounce, Austin. It's one thing if somebody wants to follow along. It's another thing when I have this thing of like, you know my name and calling me buddy or hey pal or that type of thing. She could have been targeted. Could have been targeted. Done that in the room. I don't know what that means. I don't know what to make of that. It could have been. Gee, I never thought of that. I guess time will tell. You know, I've never thought that way. What a profound statement. Kind of like, we'll see. Time will tell. Bird in the hand, we're two in the bush. I guess time will tell. As opposed to what? Time won't fucking tell? I may have to bounce this guy. I just think there's going to be a lot of copycats. Possible. I want to make sure before I go. See, I think there could be a number of people that think they see someone that looks like that. I know what that is. I think we're going to monitor. Yes, we all have opinions. Should be able to off sounding. Yes. Thank you very much. When I say copycat's not the right word. We haven't heard of any copycat. I meant false alarms. I mean, there've been shots fired, but Ella, she was well known. Boy, anybody? I'll let someone else answer this one. I'll let someone else answer. Hold on. Boy, the comments are just flying, so I can't always. Here we go. Who wants to answer that? Let's see. Be the motive going after a 19-year-old Republican. Not a state official or government member. Well, around here, we don't have anybody. Number one. I'll say that's exactly right, Eric. There's the answer. Ask Erica Kirk. Oh, no, not that one. Oh, hold on. That's exactly right. Why would anyone go after Charlie Kirk in his early 30s, who was not an elected official, a government person? Maybe the person read something. Maybe the person oh, interesting. Maybe a lot. They're not saying that. Oh, that part, all I did was ask the question. I asked that. And they well, that's all I can do. And they didn't answer it. So I know there's a lot of speculation. Here we go. Can we please stop using that phrase? Time will tell us why. All right, we get that. I guess we'll see. That's why they play the game. We know that. We know that. Listen, I want to come back to that. I believe yes. You don't know that, Austin. That's it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You don't. You know. Listen, not everybody is meant for this platform. It just isn't. So you try to give people a chance. And I sometimes try to tell people, like, hey, why not just chill out and go 5 minutes without typing a fucking comment? But it must be hard to sit silent when you're the smartest one in the room. So, yeah, we don't. Who needs them? Look at this. We're about to hit 12,000 people live. Last night, that was pretty amazing. How late were we on? Past midnight, right? And that was 40,000 live. So, yeah, let him state his word. He doesn't have a word. Here we go. Thank you, Eric. Hold on, let me get this. Jonathan Barrett, we're on the same page. Here we go. Something fishy about this whole thing. Anyone else find it strange? Did it on a Saturday at 4? Here we go. Oh, I didn't know that. Your voice questions at the press conference were on Jesse Waters tonight. Is that true? All right, let me hear this.
Hearing that the shooter may have screamed something before he opened fire. We haven't confirmed that, and police have been very coy.
There's a report the shooter yelled something right before his shot came in. Can you tell us what that was?
It's part of the investigation.
Is there anything else inside that report that you know?
Did he yell out? Did someone say something? That's something that we're investigating. We took statements and. Is there any audio from the scene? So cell there. There are a lot of cell phones there. We're gonna.
Hey, that's why I asked the questions. That's why I'm there. That's why I asked the questions. I didn't know that. Okay. Too funny. Well, and let me explain something, because I'm not going to speculate. We don't know exactly. Okay, thank you, Melissa. We don't know what was said. I know what people are claiming the person said, which was, but I've heard two different things. Yes, we're investigating. He's not. The chief is not. Listen, this is tough. Thank you very much, Carol. I hear that. Become a subscriber, or better yet, Cash App or Venmo. Thank you, Carol. I hear that from a lot of people. Brown University is in Providence. Where is Brown University? Am I really attracting these types of people? Paulo Gordino. Where Brown University? Oh, my goodness. Time will tell what he yelled. I've heard the same thing. I've heard. Yeah, that's right, Melissa. Exactly right. Thank you, Robin. There's my friend Robin. This is not easy. They know that I go all in, and I don't know what to tell you. There's a police presence going on in Canton, Stoughton. Maybe John O'Keefe's alive. I don't know what to tell you. I'm on one story, and it's this one. I don't know. Yeah, we've already answered that. A DoorDash delivery guy. I don't get DoorDash, so I'll take your word for it, Jessica. Possible. I don't know that. I am a magnet out of there. JB, notice I'm far more relaxed. I have so much work to do. John, please do that one. I don't know which one he's talking about. Yeah, I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that, about the layoffs. Then all right. What is? Oh, forget it. Where's this person? Get rid of that. Nice clickbait title. That's what's going on, asshole. See, can I explain something, by the way, about the term clickbait? Can I explain something? Let me explain to you. No, I don't drink Red Bull. We don't know that. We don't know that. Let me just quick thing, just so then you guys can explain it. Like if I explain it, then someone like Robin or Garney or anyone could explain it. But clickbait is when you come across it says this celebrity revealed the most amazing thing. And what it means is you have to click on it to see what it says, and many times it doesn't pan out. Or, the world of music is mourning this death. And then you have to click on it, and then it says, someone that passed away. I will post a meme, and people say, nice clickbait. You don't have to click on it. You just can fucking read it. Don't people get that? Nice clickbait. Can we thank you, Diane? Thank you, Diane, again. No. Let me come back to that. By the way, boy, McKee, what was he doing there today? He looked asleep. He needs to go rest. He didn't know what was going on. He seemed exhausted. He seemed blown out. Yeah. Well, hey, and look at this. I mean, I'm not going to waste my time at the fucking State House for a Governor McGreed press conference. But notice all of the police, the Attorney General, the mayor, even the FBI, all address me by first name. Hope that's not lost on people. Chief Perez. John, that's an excellent question. Thank you, Chief. He was acting like Biden. Eric is great. Is Eric is Eric a subscriber? And if you're not, I don't know why. Yeah, I know. He did. McGreed looked terrible. He looks like he shouldn't be there. What are you doing there? McKee looks at you when the camera's on. He does. Jane, you picked up on that. I noticed that. And a couple other people said, why is he keeps looking at you? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm going to give him the fucking answer. I don't know. No, the mother passed away. Well, Jack Reed was there yesterday. I thought that was interesting. He was there yesterday, Carol. Not today. No. Governor McGreed, he looked like he'd been in a fight. And then Matos is stomping around. He's not. He's just tired and he's older. Yeah. I just think he hasn't slept. Listen, a lot of them haven't slept. And some of the questions and the people and everything, it does get a little bit. Do you know when we'll get another update from the police? I don't think tonight. There's nothing scheduled. Let's talk about this. And if Eric is still here, I know. Just a couple more minutes. Let me just check. Yeah. Okay, good. Eric can jump in here. They're not invited. Let's talk about why let's talk about it. And you guys know the answer. And I don't mind. Well, the detectives, the first 48 hours has passed. So, but let's talk about that. They would have, first of all, I believe they're going to keep doing briefings, but the very significant briefing will. Now, today, they revealed more photos, more video, and that he had used a 9mm. So that's significant. And the tip line is hot, and they keep putting out more information. So I believe, and Eric can jump in, but they would do a significant briefing when they have a clearer photo, or maybe they spot the person somewhere else. Maybe they have more video of the person that's maybe a little more significant. That could be number one. Number two, obviously, if they feel help in identifying the person, or if in fact they do identify the person. But right now, they're trying to get, I think they have the public's attention. I know they do. That's right. Elvis Costello Everett. Because that's all they have. Why are the videos just clips? You got to realize these are, you have a camera on a building and then the person just walks past it. So that's all it's picking up. So that's all that the camera is picking up is the clip of them walking past. But I think today, let's say this, 24 hours later, we know more than we do then. Let me put what Eric is saying. Eric would know. Till they have an ID, they will send better photos or videos if they find them. Okay, I agree. Exactly right, J. Rose. Shelton will figure it out. That's not the one I meant to put out. This whole business that listen, there's several things. Keep sharing is exactly right. There's several things that they are holding back, Michaela. Yes, they are. Listen, they're trying to. I think they regained their stride today and tonight. They picked it up. Okay, dead end. Didn't go where we thought, and that's interesting. We don't know that. They haven't revealed that. No license plate. Now, there's no question here, but I wonder. Well, that can be. No. I mean, the press briefing was earlier. All right, folks. Now, listen, obviously, I think we have proven that if anything happens, we'll be back. Tomorrow is another day. I think tomorrow I plan to be in Providence more. We'll obviously be streaming and be live from there. If you're on Facebook, what more do I have to do to get you to become a subscriber? If you're not sure how to become one, we have it posted on the page. Ask one of the moderators. If you're on YouTube, follow the page or do a sub. Look at how we have the Cash App and Venmo running at the bottom of the screen, and X could do the same thing. Thank you. Yeah, time will tell. Thank you, everybody. Tomorrow, unless something breaks, I don't know the answer to that. Jeremy, I'm not offended. Maybe tomorrow morning. I don't know. Right now, I am literally going hour by hour. I'm definitely at the latest live at 1, but we may be live tomorrow morning. I'm going to wait to see how this plays out. Now, I have to go check on a scene that I got a tip. Not a scene, but I'm going to go follow up on a tip that I got. If that pans out, then I will obviously pass it along. Something breaks, we will let you know. And so, but thank you, everybody. This is really amazing. Well, we have a lot of people on X and YouTube right now, just so everyone understands. Because, I'll go over the, okay, yeah, we have 21,000 on X. We have 21,000 people watching on X, and breaks out. I don't know what the number is on Facebook, but all total, X, Facebook, YouTube, we're about to hit. Okay, so Facebook is just 339. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what more we have to do. So Facebook is just 334, but the total audience of the 3 is right now at 22,000. So we have a lot of people on X, a lot of people following this on X. I like the way it's designed. Let me check on YouTube, which is getting there as we're getting closer to 75,000 followers. 87 on YouTube. The witness, former janitor, maybe. The witness that was inside still is too frightened to talk. Oh, okay. Thank you, Jessica Perry. That's good to know. Yep. Yeah. It all depends on where the chat's going to be. All right. Now, listen, I'm going to go check on a lead. Thank you, everybody. The manhunt continues.